find the words, just call on his name. Cause he's a comforter, and he'll comfort you. And if you ever feel lost, he'll comfort you. You should've lost your mind, that's what the devil felt. Consumed by your past, he a present help. You may see pain and sometimes rain, but call his name and then watch things change, yeah. Sometimes I can't express myself, so I hold it in. But I've been feeling better since I let him in. Sometimes I can't express myself, so I hold it in. I've been feeling better since I let him in. Had to let him in.
Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome to. Hello and welcome. Welcome everybody. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome everybody to another installment of the We Got Next podcast. Hello and welcome to another installment of the We Got Next podcast. This video is going to be a lot different. My father passed on March 29th, 2020. And I want to do a video every year as time goes on. So this is year one. It has been 1 year without my father. And I think I felt every emotion imaginable in 2020. First and foremost, there is no We Got Next without my father. There is no We Got Next without my father. I remember I was talking to Dad one time, and I was like, Dad, I want to do something for the youth. I want to get them all together. I want us to be a family. I want to get everybody together. I want to do something with them. I really want to do my best to try to impact them. And he said, Slick, you can do it. You can do it, Slick. Just stay committed and stick to it, and you can do it. And I told him that it was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I told him that, I wrote it down in my notebook too. I probably have it dated. I think it was the start of 2020. So January of 2020. And, at that time I'm still in school. So, I was still preparing to do it. And in March, coronavirus hit, and then at the end of March, my father passed. So that whole 2020, man, it meant something really different for me. I know, I look back at this video, I look back at every video I've done, and I talk about my dad in every single video that I've done. I mean, from the pilot episode on 9/11 to the first Monday Motivation to every interview, some way, somehow, I mentioned to bring up my father, and that's just who he was to me. I feel like the biggest lesson that I've learned, I'm learning, because it's not learned. I'm learning how to live without someone that you spent your entire life next to. And my mother has known my father far longer than my oldest brother, my sister. Pretty much everybody connected to him has known him longer than me. But because I was the youngest, I was the baby, I was always next to him. So because, yes, I knew him for the shortest amount of time, it felt like because I was always around him, it kind of made up for it. Me and my dad, we went everywhere together. We did everything together. So in this year that I've spent without him, the biggest thing that I've had to learn to do was literally do that. Learn to live without him. That is the biggest thing that I've had to learn, is how do I live without this person. And learning that, this had to happen. When my father passed about 2 months later, really, God had dropped it really about a week or two later. And, he was like, it had to happen. And I'm like, get thee behind me, Satan. but the Lord just slowly revealed to me how it had to happen, and how this thing was meant to be, and how, this, how it will impact the person that I am, and how that, even in my pain and even in my grief, that, He's taken me to another level because of this. And anytime you're going to be taken up, everyone says, anytime you go to the next level, you got to make a sacrifice. Or anytime you go to the next level, something great attached to the previous level is going to disconnect itself. So just losing my father in this first year has just been, it really has, what it's done is strengthened my faith. And I think what it's done more than anything is it made me grow up, and it made me become even more compassionate. I've always considered myself a compassionate young man, but losing a father, it just, my heart goes out to people now. My heart really goes out to people now, and just really maturing, understanding that life is short. I know that sounds crazy coming from an 18-year-old, but life is short. We don't know. We really don't. I was not expecting my father to pass away, period. Period. I was not expecting my father to pass away, period. But not that day. I wasn't expecting to wake up and my mother say, we need to go over to your brother's house because your father is unresponsive. And when we get there, I see my auntie and I see my brother, and I'm like, okay. Okay. And I'm like, yeah, yeah. And you see your father essentially take his last breath. I'm pretty sure I didn't see the exact last breath, but I seen the last. I seen it, and that really, it really makes you like, what are we doing? What's the point of us fighting? What's the point of us arguing? What's the point of us beefing? What's the point of us being at odds with one another? And that it was a pandemic going on too. And now I thank God that we're slowly coming out of everything, and things are starting to look up. And now I'm just grateful because God brought us through a time. For a second there, it looked like it was no hope. And that is just the truth. It was a second there, it didn't look like things were going to get better. And God brought us out here on his just being the awesome God that He is. So in this first year without my father, I'm not gonna make this video too long. I just want to say that, without him, I'm not who I am. And this first year, if it's taught me anything, it's taught me to love people. Love on people. My father loved the Canton Spirituals. They have a song called I'm Dependent on You. And essentially, it is the father passing away, and he's saying, I'm depending on you now to pull the family through. And I really believe that my father left the family, in my hands, in my brother's hand, in my sister's hand, my siblings' hands, my mother's hand. Now he said, it's up to y'all now. My uncle Dave passed as well. And I feel like they say, we did our parts. We fought the good fight, as Paul said. But now it's time. It's time for you. It's time for you to go. It's time for you to do it. I'm depending on you to pull the family through. And just a year without my father, the biggest takeaway that I have is love. You know, they said I'm the love preacher, but I genuinely believe that it is nothing. That is what us as the Christian have. That is what us as the Christian have. more than any other religion. Not trying to offend any other religion, not trying to bash any other religion, but just what my Father has shown me and what we have as Christians and as believers is that ability to love everybody and to pray for everybody. You know, I can genuinely say that I love everybody. You know, I have no hate in my heart against anyone. I don't wish, I don't want anyone to experience death. I don't want anyone to experience hurt. I don't want anyone to experience pain. But that's who my Father was, just genuinely loving on everybody. And that is where I am. Dad, I love you. I know you're watching me. You're looking up in the sky. I know that I know you're proud. I know you're proud. I feel you every step that I make as we close in on 100 subs on the channel. Please subscribe. I can just feel him. I can see growth. I can see growth, and I know that with God and with these great clouds of witnesses that we've been compassed about, I know we're gonna be all right. So you know, it's okay to cry to the family that's watching this. You know, this video is for my family anyway. It's okay to cry. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to be sad. But just know that they're proud, and just know that they're watching, and just know to love everybody. That's how we keep the legacy going. That's how we honor him. And that is the biggest thing I've taken away in this first year without my father, is that I'm loving on everybody. I love you. God bless you. We got next. Keep going. You are chosen by God. And as always, keep your weight up, Slick. Until next time.
But don't fret.